The state of Oregon has been the site of many strange happenings. Reports of monsters in Crater Lake, the 1909 Portland poltergeist outbreak, Bigfoot seen in Tillamook. Well, we've discovered yet another mystery here. Let's take a look. Experts seem to agree that UFO sightings center around certain areas for a few years, and then the focus moves on to new places. Over the last few years, the hottest spot for UFOs seemed to be Mexico, where, according to UFO magazine, thousands of sightings were reported, and some were caught on film and video by astonished onlookers. Now it appears that the best place to spot a UFO might be Central Oregon. So far this year, we've heard of many sightings there. Volcanoes are an attraction for UFOs, according to researchers. They hypothesize that the ships in some way use the Earth's geothermal energy, which remains in local hotspots, long after the volcano cools. Central Mexico and Central Oregon have had a great deal of relatively recent volcanic activity. The landscape of America's Northwest is dominated by many solitary volcanic peaks over 10,000 feet. In Central Oregon, several of these majestic mountains are clustered together. It is also the part of the range that underwent the most recent volcanic activity. And it is this area, around the peaks, called the Three Sisters, that has reported the largest amount of recent UFO sightings. In the 1840s, these three volcanic mountains were named Faith, Hope, and Charity by the local Methodist camp. They later became known collectively as the Three Sisters. The U.S. Forest Service has designated the vast remote area the Three Sisters Wilderness Area. Open only to hikers, it's a place that has very little human disturbance. Most commonly, UFO reports involve a single passing or hovering ship in the air. But we were recently contacted by a backpacker who had the incredible experience of seeing several ships together on the ground. Now here is her amazing story.
Well, it was spring, and it was just starting to warm up, and I thought I'd take a hike for a couple of days out in the Three Sisters. I hiked in about 3 hours, and I got to a place where there were some great rock formations. I thought I'd camp there so I could hike around in the rocks in the next morning. I put my tent up on this kind of butte where I had this fantastic view. Then, I don't know, I think it was about 3 in the morning, I woke up because there was this bright light shining in through the tent. It was really, really weird. I couldn't imagine what it could be. I looked outside and I couldn't believe it. Down below, at the base of those huge rocks, I saw 3 circular objects. They were really bright, lighting up the whole area. It was the strangest thing I ever saw. I remember thinking, nobody is ever going to believe this. Then I saw a 4th one, and it actually was in the air, kind of hovering, and it started to land with the other ones. I was totally amazed. I started to feel very strange, like very weak all of a sudden. I'm not sure what happened then. All I know is I woke up outside the tent on the ground. I looked down there and there was nothing anywhere. I never sleepwalked in my life. I knew what I'd seen was real. I had to go down there and look around. There weren't that many trees in there with all the rocks, but the ones that were there were all charred. And there were these powdery ashes scattered around. I'm not one of those people that goes looking around for UFOs, but I'm convinced that this was something from another world.
But the story doesn't end there. Only days later, photographs and videos were taken in the area showing UFOs strikingly similar to those described by Karen. This shot was snapped by a local woman from her back porch. You can see 2 of the 3 sisters' peaks in the background. And this photo was taken by a tourist as he stood at a viewpoint area overlooking Bend. And this dramatic picture was captured on the night of May the 6th near the town of Sisters, Oregon. Extraordinary. But possibly the most interesting of all is this home video footage shot by a Los Angeles tourist, Jeff Kendall. When it's played back in slow motion, it's quite incredible. Are UFOs now focusing on Oregon because they have work to do there? Or is it just trendy for now? Either way, Oregonians keep a close eye on the sky.